I guess this is more likely to actually get damage in, right? So I think that's correct. So it would suck if he has removal, like Thermo. Now we lurk. Please, please, please. Okay, you know what? I'm gonna skip this lurk. Try to hit like a Reksai or a Pyke. If I don't hit, if I miss lurk again here, BFF. Agree?
Well, what have we here?
Watch your head.
Nice. Let's go! Okay, we hit the Reksai, so we kind of made up for our shitty lurks, kind of. Look again. How?
2 times over.
Hey everyone, I remembered that Lurk got a new card in the last patch, which lets you rally, and so I had to try it out to see how good it was. So first of all, this deck relies on this keyword called Lurk. So what happens is that whenever you attack, and by the way, you can attack with any unit, even non-Lurk units, but then if a Lurk unit is on top of your deck, then you Lurk, and then you grant all other Lurker allies everywhere +1 attack, and you can only do this once per round. So then you have Reksai, who's a 3-mana 3/6, and then whenever she attacks, or is on top of your deck when you Lurk, you grant Lurker allies everywhere +1 attack, but then on round end, you place her back into your deck. But the way you actually get her to stay on the board is when you've attacked with 10+ power, she levels up, and then she gets Overwhelm, you get to create 3 random Lurkers in hand, and then she doesn't leave the board on the round end. And yeah, so it's one of the main ways you end the game with like a big Overwhelm unit. Then we have Pyke, 4-mana 1/3 with quick attack. But the cool thing about Pyke is that whenever you Lurk Pyke, which means like he's on top of your deck when you attack, he actually gets transformed into Death from Below. And then so instead of drawing Pyke, you draw this Death from Below spell, where you summon a Pyke striking an enemy. And once Pyke has dealt 15+ damage total in the game, it doesn't have to be from like a single Pyke, he levels up. And then whenever you kill an enemy, you strike the weakest enemy. And so his attack is going to get very big, very fast, like all Lurk units do. And as soon as one of his strikes puts that number past 15 or equal to 15, he'll start the chain and just start killing everything on the board. But yeah, so this deck is sort of like pre-built. It's one of the more easy decks to build, especially now that we got this new card that we'll get to in a bit. We have Sharkling, just a 1-drop with Lurk, so you can start lurking really early. We have another 1-drop with the Hatchling. It's sort of like Sharkling, but it has 1 less health, but it has Fearsome, so it could die easier, but can possibly get some damage in easier. Then we have Hammer Snout. It grants an enemy vulnerable, so this is like kind of how we remove things in the deck, apart from the Pyke spell. We have Snapjaw Swarm. When you play it, you start a free attack, and so this can let you lurk on defensive turns, which is pretty strong. You have Zergside Collar, where when you play it, you predict, and so this is really good because you want to have predicts in the deck. You can try to put Pyke or Reksai on top of your deck. By the way, the thing to keep in mind with predicts is that you generally only want to predict on an offensive turn where you're going to be able to benefit from the predict, obviously, right? There might be very, very rare circumstances where you can predict on defense, but 99% of the time, just save this for an offensive turn, or like maybe a defensive turn where you have a Snapjaw Swarm. But yeah, you want to benefit from the predicts always. Then we have Zergsareth, the Under Titan. When you attack, if you have 8+ power, you give the unit Fearsome, Overwhelm, and Spell Shield this round. And so this can be another way to close out the game. And also we got the Dunebreaker. It has built-in Overwhelm, so it doesn't need to get 8+ to start doing damage. And so I kind of like Zergsareth better, because once you get 8 power, it's just so much stronger. But again, they're both good ways to like close out the game and actually deal damage to the enemy Nexus. Then we have Jawfish. Jawfish, when you play it, each Lurker ally strikes a random enemy. And so this card allows you to actually play slow. Some people think of Lurk as an aggro deck, and it really can rush people down. But what's cool about Jawfish is that it allows you to play very slow and like keep your units alive. Like don't be sending in your like Hammer Snouts and stuff like that and all your like cheap units if they're just gonna die for free with really bad trades. You can instead play it kind of slow, especially if you have a Pyke spell that can like stop their open attack. You can like do some passes. You can play some of these bigger units that will block good into things, and then just keep a lot of units alive for the Jawfish play, where you just wipe their whole board and keep your board huge. And then you have like a bunch of like 8 attack cheap units, and it can be very hard for them to now resummon a whole board before you just like OTK them. And yeah, just another way to remove things in the deck. It's also really strong when combined with Pyke, because if Pyke strikes and then hits his 15, he'll start killing the rest of the board. Then we have some non-Lurk cards in the deck, the first one being Treasure Seeker. We run Treasure Seeker partly because we want to have 9 1-drops, because if you attack on turn 1, you really want to make sure you're able to Lurk, and Treasure Seeker is just one of the best 1-drops in the game. Decent stat line, but then when you play it, you create this Waking Sands in hand, which is a 2-mana slow speed spell that will summon a 5/2 ephemeral. And I say this a lot because I play Treasure Seeker in a lot of my decks, but this Waking Sands can be very strong, especially in Lurk for multiple different reasons. So the first one is that because it's ephemeral, a lot of people don't really want to block it, because they don't really want a decent unit to die for free, right, against your ephemeral unit. But if they do take the 5 damage, then it's going to be very easy for you to kill them later, because you have so many high damage units and a lot of them with Overwhelm. So it kind of puts them in an awkward spot when you attack with these Waking Sands at the right time. The other cool thing about Waking Sands is that you need to attack basically every time you can to get the Lurk procs. And so if early on, like you miss Lurk or something, or for whatever reason your unit won't actually be able to trade into the enemy unit, like if you want to attack with Treasure Seeker but they somehow have a 2-3 on the board, you wouldn't really want to have to send in your Treasure Seeker and then they get to like value block with their 2-3 and their unit survives and yours dies, right? So instead you might play a Waking Sands and send that in. And then it also allows you to guarantee the Lurk, so that now maybe in the future now your units are big enough to trade with that 2-3 unit. Because that Waking Sands attack might bring your like hatchling up to 3 attack or whatever, right? Or your sharkling. And of course it can be a good blocker. Sometimes you don't really want to have to block your good Lurk units, right? And on top of that, you can actually combine it with this Hammer Snout because of vulnerable. Make like an enemy champion vulnerable. Then you can summon a Waking Sands and send it into them. And basically be able to remove something with 5 health. So yeah, this Waking Sands super good in this deck. Then we have Inspiring Chronomancer. When you play it, you predict. Again, predicts are really good. You want to get Pyke and Rek'sai on top of your deck. Keep in mind, you can also skip the predicts on the right side of your screen. You can actually skip. So if all your options are bad, you can skip and kind of risk it, because potentially you don't even lurk, but you also might lurk like a Pyke or a Reksai on top of your deck. Lastly, we have the Lurk spells. So call the pack. To play it, you put a card from hand on top of your deck, and then you create 2 random lurkers in hand. So this is generally used to put your champions on top of your deck. Like if you naturally draw a Pyke without having lurked it, it feels kind of lame to just play it. So with this card, you can put the Pyke on top of your deck, then attack, and then now you get the Death from Below spell. This is also really good on Reksai. Whether you drew Reksai without lurking or even with lurking, you can still put it back on top of your deck and get the +2 attack again. So yeah, usually you're putting your champions on top of your deck to get the bonus, but you can also put some of these more expensive cards away. So let's say you have like a Dunebreaker or a Jawfish in your hand that you can't really use for a while, and you don't really have any great cards to use early. You can sometimes call the pack, and then you get 2 units and hopefully one of them is playable on that turn. And then finally we have this new card, Blood in the Water. It's 5 mana slow speed, deal 1 to anything, then rally. So honestly, this isn't useful in too many games that I played. It did straight up win me 1 game, as you'll see. And so I definitely have to experiment with this more, but it's definitely a strong card. It's really cool that it's Lurk. It increases the chances that we lurk. Because if you miss lurks, it can be really devastating. Like if you miss 1 lurk, it's really bad for you, but maybe okay. If you miss another one in the same game, it's kind of like dunzo. Especially if you miss them early on. And so this increases our chances to lurk. And the rally can be really effective, especially when combined with like a Reksai. He has a lot of health and overwhelm. Same with Under Titan and Dunebreaker. Also Pyke has quick attack. So rallying can let you either push extra damage with Pyke, or potentially level up your Pyke and threaten the board wipe. It can also let you lurk on a defensive turn to potentially like ramp up your lurks faster and like get to that Reksai 10 attack faster or Xerxareth 8 attack faster. So it's definitely a really cool addition. The main problem with it is that it doesn't really solve any issues that the deck had, except for again like kind of making you less likely to lose to your own deck by like missing Lurk. Yeah, my final thoughts are that basically despite that, it's still a really fun deck. Lurk is still easy to counter with removal spells and stuns. Even cheap removal spells are effective, since a lot of our units have low health, and stuns are really annoying, especially against things like Reksai, because before she levels up, she has to be developed every turn before she can attack, and so you have to play her, they just stun her, you can't even attack, goes back in your deck. It is very bad. And if any of your removal spells or stuns can stop you from being able to attack, especially early on, and then you don't even have any units that can attack to Lurk, it can be really devastating. On top of the fact that sometimes you're just gonna miss Lurk yourself and get unlucky. Lurk still has some amazing hands though, where you just beat people basically in like turn 4 or 5. Lurk is one of the decks that I always find myself coming back to from time to have some fun, while not having to think too hard. But at the moment, this is probably not the best deck to climb with. But it's a good deck to keep in mind if things ever rise in popularity, like big Demacia decks for example, like this can counter dragons. I haven't really got to try this into Alawi or Bard yet, but I imagine it's probably good against those type of things as well. But yeah, as usual, let me know how it went if you decide to play it. I especially want to know how you felt about the rally. But I think that's it for me. I want to thank you guys for watching. And if you haven't subscribed yet, I'd really appreciate it if you would subscribe. Maybe even like the video, it would really help me out. And as always, if you want to see me play anything in the near future, you can leave a comment below. And I hope you guys enjoy it. Thanks. Ooh, we got whatever this is, Field of Mina. I have no volume on. There we go. Turn 1, turn 2, turn 3, keep her Reksai. I think it looks lit. I mean, normally you don't really want to keep her Reksai, but if I double draw it, maybe it's good. No, actually, yeah, I kind of haven't played Lurk in a while. Actually, I think I'm supposed to kick that. Yeah, I kind of trolled. Oh! The Reksai anyways. Yeah, usually part of the problem is that, like, if you keep Reksai in your hand, you're less likely to Lurk it. But we can just never get punished. Normally I don't want to play this if I can't predict something. Like normally you want to predict on defense. But I think I'm going to do it anyways. Can we get call the pack?
Look ahead, we know how to prepare.
And because we're going to want that eventually onto our hand for like the next attack, like our turn 5 attack. So definitely predict. And do a Pyke. You can't avalanche us because, like, I mean you can, but it doesn't really do anything, right? Guarantee Lurk a Pyke. Yeah, I feel like you can at least block the 2-3. Unless you wanna, unless you're for sure gonna avalanche later. What's Pyke at?
Spirits of the land, hear my call.
I hope he goes to commit something onto Udyr. Yep. Holy shit. He just, this is a surrender, isn't it? Unless he has elixir? Yeah. Wow. Yeah. I mean, Lurk still has he did blind hit Reksai though, but that's so Lurk is so fun, man. Holy shit. It's just too strong sometimes. Katarina Garen. Very interesting. Imagine they just have like 9 rallies in their deck. Yeah, I'm not gonna get a turn 1 if I do this mulligan. But like I think I'm kind of okay. Oh, we did get one. Okay, nice. Like I kind of like the turn 2 trigger into like a turn 3 predict trigger. And we can kind of pre-age we get a 1-drop, and we did, so. We should get some damage in also, because you can't summon a blocker that can block fearsome on 1. Please, man. Last game I missed 3 lurks, and I got the freest loss of my life. Just please. Oh! We got another one. We get the Reksai. It's time. It's time. Send it in anyways, fuck it. Okay. House Spider's kind of annoying to be running in a deck like that. Okay, we're gonna go hit the Pyke. Low key, I think I take call the pack. Cause that means like next turn we can like Lurk Reksai. We call the pack on the Reksai, then hit him with a Snapjaw Swarm. Shit! It's okay. It's okay. We're still chilling. We're lurking Reksai on this turn. Then next turn we're playing Reksai again. He's already wasted his stun now. You won't have another one because that would just be cringe. And then we level up Reksai next turn. Level 5 Reksai. Leveled up. Or turn 5 level up Reksai. Oh yeah? That's your play? Embarrassing. Cringe even. This is the one you saw, right? I hope so. Yep. Oh wait, no, we can't Lurk Reksai again. But Reksai will still get to level up himself. As long as we hit Lurk next turn, we're chilling. You gotta block that. That was weird. That was a weird hesitation. It's fine. We're in a totally fine spot. You. What? That makes me think he probably has block, but isn't it still just good? Because he can still just block it next time anyways. Oh, you know, we can actually guarantee hit Lurk if we use this Reksai, which I think is the play. Because imagine I hit Lurk here and then it just goes back in the fucking deck. We can just put this one, right? Gares. Let's go. Haha. Look at my hand. Get all kinds of cards. And then we can rally next turn, as well as killing one of these challenger birds. It's too lit. The most he can survive is like, the least he can take is 9 damage. Does he have like range dissolve? Okay. Now we just rally onto this thing. Oh, he might have like scorched earths as well. That would suck actually. I'm not really sure why he attacked with that spider. Unless he has, because if he has flock, wouldn't you want a block with this one so you could flock my Reksai? But now it's outside of flock range. So it makes you think that he doesn't have flock, or he just misplayed. Okay, this guy's just trolling. There's 3 mana now. Bye. Oh, by the way, it doesn't really matter. But like, I forgot that actually this card can go face. We could actually just send this face. It doesn't really matter, right? Oh, does it matter? Wait, this gets buffed? Oh, that's why. Huh. Okay. Okay, no real point in attacking. Wait, I guess we could Lurk this turn, right? Would maybe we get a Pyke? Nah. If I hit Pyke, I'm just a bad player. I should never drop Pyke here. Easy. You can fill the whole board basically, right?
I've got your back.
Shit. Oh, you know, I actually trolled. I'm supposed to target this one because what I might likely do on this turn is I'm just gonna try to go wider, right? And then he needs like a single combat to stop me. But when I'm supposed to like make this vulnerable or like a different challenger one, because what I could theoretically do is just kill this like force these 2 challengers to die. Then next turn he attacks, I don't block, whatever I don't have to. And then I go for my Jawfish, and my Jawfish will wipe his entire board. And then now he has to basically have like 8 mana to play like 6 units, or because each one is gonna represent lethal. Thralls, man. Why does it have to be Thralls? And I'm attacking on turn on evens. Not the best.
Gently, gently.
Oh, you can predict on turn 2. I was low-key thinking about playing Waking Sands. Pyke? Okay, Pyke.
Look ahead.
Oh, Pyke got
We know
nerfed
how
though, right? His attack.
A chill in the air.
Careful.
Yeah, Pyke got nerfed.
Protect the village.
Starts off at 1. Oh, man. We gotta get him up to 8. 8 pretty fast. I think I'll play this later, because if I miss, it's so bad for me right now if I miss Lurk. I think what I do is I go for this this Pyke right now. Start trying to level him up. It's not the best play, but like I want to play her on Avalanche, and if I play some of these other units, I can just get Avalanche. But now by playing this, as Avalanche kind of sucks. It's not gonna kill 2 of my units.
I will bury the world in ice.
I can even do this now. And just go
hands make
super
quick
wide.
See what I've learned?
And I guess now my Pyke could like die, which is scary. We hit Reksai! That was so huge. That was so huge. He was planning on... Let's go! He was planning on blocking my Pyke. And then like probably avalanching the rest of my board. We hit fucking... Dude! Oh, that feels so good, man. I just had a game like earlier where I fucking missed Lurk 3 times in a row. But then you get a game like this. Ooh, Ziggs, Taliyah. Predicting on turn 3 sounds good, but I kind of want a turn 1 play. I also like the Hammerhead, and also sometimes Call the Pack is good to keep if you're gonna have champions, which a lot of times you do draw a champion. Okay, so we got our Hammer Scout back, Hammer Snout. Did get a 1-drop, so it's looking okay. Get to Lurk on turn 1. Thank God. No Reksai. Guess we suck. I don't know if I really want to use this. Oh, I'd rather use this. Hey.
Would you look at this place?
Reksai, or Pyke? Ah, still fine.
Move! My board!
Now we get to predict. Yeah, I'm gonna risk it. I'm gonna risk it. I don't need to risk it. I'm risking it. I'm skipping, and if I don't hit, I'm sad. Hit. Honestly, maybe I'm supposed to attack with this one as well. He gets a free kill. Gets a free kill.
Another day, another explosion. Let go.
I don't think I blocked that. If he has Pokey, he just gets to kill my unit for free.
One for you and one for you.
I also could have blocked with this, I guess. Yeah, see, he had Pokey. So if we blocked this, he would have just Pokeyed it and then got a free kill on it.
Cursed relics.
We want to threaten this dude. I think we'll play this. We could also win for Waking Sands, but it doesn't make much sense. Honestly, if I got the other Hammer Snout like I originally could have got from my prediction, could have been a bit stronger. We could have played Waking Sands and then made something else vulnerable if we played it good. But like we can't even kill. Oh yeah, Taliyah only has 5 health. We actually could have threatened Taliyah if we kept the vulnerable fish. Because he probably does want to play Taliyah. Oh, okay. So I think we'll just kill this. Hey, Reksai. Yeah, I don't think I really want to kill that thing yet. Give him more landmarks.
Stands beneath me and winds behind me.
Especially when I need to block this thing, right? I'd rather block that thing than kill this thing. And technically, if we can play it really slow,
Somebody say
um,
explosives?
we'll just play this, get rid of the Roiling Sands. He can drag it with, it kills whatever he wants to drag it with, unless he can level up the Ziggs. He can't burst pass, or I'll pass back. So he can't try to trick me into wasting my mana. If he wants to attack, he has to do it right now. Alright. Yep, Ziggs levels up, but I get to threaten it now.
Here we go!
And as long as we hit Lurk right here, we can play Reksai and we can Blood in the Water. This could be a crazy good turn. Also, this gets Fearsome and Overwhelming Spell Shield. Oof. If he has a stun, that can be very bad. He might have a stun, actually. I think we're going to play it slow as well, though, so if he develops next turn, we can Jawfish and wipe his whole board. You don't need to play too aggro when you have Jawfishes. Root. Wait, what if I do this rally right here? Is that lethal? He doesn't have another unit to play?
Can't steer.
Let's go! Wait, that rally is sick! And it's so hard, I feel like no one's playing around it. Wait, Lurk is so cool now. It still is counterable in all the annoying ways, all the normal ways. But it's still fun as fuck when you high roll.